here's number 10 again. This is after it was wash coated, and then after that dried the same day, I'm pretty sure. Put the heavy application, one thick coat of shellac, and now I wet sanded it down with 600 papers, and now I'm going to put the final pretty finish on here. I'm hoping to get this in the light like this. Yeah, we can see that pretty good. I didn't sand it too heavy. See, there's even some spots that weren't touched. Doesn't matter. I just wanted to get rid of the lint. I had when you're going heavy like that, I don't really pay attention to the lint. You know, you're just trying to get the finish on. The lint will come off, well, in this stage. The 600 paper, a little bit, boom, boom. And now I don't have to work so hard. I'm going to, I got my little bun here, and I'm going to put some finish on here. The last finish, hopefully. Should be. Sometimes it takes 3 times to get a really good, stable, long-lasting finish. So, and let's let them dry a couple days in between is the best. But I have a tendency to rush them, like everybody and everything else. All right, can we see this pretty good here? You don't want to look at me, just want to look at this thing. There, a little bit like that. Okay. Got my juice, my oil. It's actually edible and nutritious, somebody think. I'm going to need my intermediate board here. These are my notes because I can't remember anything. So, yeah. Put a couple drops over here like so. I used this before, so it's been conditioned really good. Gotta make sure there's nothing on here. That's for sure. Okay, see that? I just gave this a shot here. Plug it good. There, just like that. Not too long. Brand new cloth sucks it up pretty good. Can you see that pretty good over there? A little bit? Yeah. You don't need to be down so much, maybe like that. You don't have to see this mixing. I already showed that. I'm not pressing very hard, very lightly. Now, the finish is already thick enough, but this is to get rid of my sanding marks. So I don't have to build it up. I just have to smoothen everything out. Put a little coat on here. Application, I call them. Cloth is getting dry. Got to keep it damp here. It's a little small for me. I might add to it. Now once I get the finish on here pretty good, I can sprinkle some on. Like so. Starts to shine, you can see it build up. My cloth is conditioned. I think I should call it that. Conditioned. What condition? I think the best place to do this is in front of a window. If you have your workbench in front of a window, so you get the refraction, you can see into the finish. But all these artificial lighting, it's very difficult. All right, I'm going to turn my cloth over here. Go a little slow. You know, if you go slow, it gives time for the material to come out, and it gives time for the material to react under your cloth. So don't go too fast. You go fast if you've got a lot of material on your cloth. And It's coming out of the cloth, and you're aerating it around and around. See, up in the air, aerate. Oh, like, yeah, okay. Crazy, huh? All right, let's turn this now, so I can see a different shot there. Can you see that, maybe? Yeah. Starting to see it pretty good. Like this. I expend some calories here. It's a nice cloth. It's nice when they're big and they're one piece like this. Like, I end up with a bunch of little pieces after years. There, like so. This is big enough. As long as it plugs the bottle. A squirt bottle like this for your shellac is probably just as good, if not better, because you don't risk getting any particles stuck to your cloth. So I do it this way because I keep my bottle clean, and that's what I do. Now I'm going to do this. I just took some oil off of that board. You know, you can see. It's nice. Huh. Well, I'm going to do this time. Drop, 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 drop. There. Right up the middle. These holes are less challenged than a bridge glued to the face. That definitely makes it a little more difficult to put on a finish like this. Nice and even right up to the bridge. You got to do that with a brush close to the bridge, but I don't have one on these guitars. It's a blessing. See, I can go right around here. That's where the bridge goes. But you can take it off and do this. It's nice. Almost forgetting my ends here. I could put them on later. You can actually add on to it anytime. I'm getting there, almost done. I don't want too much on here. Well, yeah, I do. I always like a lot. You know, I'm never happy until it's shiny and thick and nice. And we're getting there. My cloth is getting just about right again. Just about right. See, this is pretty much dry. Cloth is a little small, but I could add to it. I got a piece over here that I think is clean enough. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to add to this cloth so I got a bigger bun, like so. There we go. Rag them up. Yeah, like I said, it takes some practice to do this, to make a nice little round thing to hang on to here. You don't want any loose material in the front. That's what happened once, not last time I did some of this, it stuck in the middle because it had a bag here. All right. You see that? I hope so. There we go. You know, another thing, if you have a board like that, and you get some finish on here, and when you touch your cloth down, it's kind of sticky. Well, it pulls the lint off of your cloth. That's another good point. If you have a brand new rag with a lot of lint. You just rub it on there and it makes sticks right off and pulls the lint right off your cloth. A lot of it, not all of it. Okay, put a couple of drops like this. You can play around and make designs. But seriously, I'm just barely touching, just enough to smear that oil around here. There we go. And then work it like this. Nice and even, back and forth. Don't forget your edging. Cloth is better now. It's bigger. I'm basically just trying to get it even, because there's plenty of finish on here. But nice fresh shellac on here. Gotta make sure it's right. I love these little tiny soundboards. I'll probably say that every time I do one. Oh yeah, that intermediate board thing that I use over there, I didn't see that anywhere. But you should. I discovered that it works very well for this purpose. It's like a safety zone. There. Now it's starting to cooperate with the cloth. Just the right condition. Only for a few minutes. It's a 10-minute window. About that. Getting kind of dry too. I'm gonna put a couple drops here and there. We'll go right down with your cloth, right on top of them. Yes, it's getting there. Just right. Can you see that on the light? I mean, in the camera? Oh yeah, you can see it a little bit. It's gonna need some more over here, and over here. It needs it everywhere. How long has it been? Can't tell here. Not too long. Goes rather quickly, which is a good thing. My gosh. And it goes faster if you put silica in it, colloidal silica, but we don't do that here. No, I wouldn't do that on a soundboard. No. I don't know what would happen. Probably change the tone for sure. Maybe not. Probably wouldn't notice anything. Nice play. You can play with the drops. Over there. Drops and waiting for me to get there. Again. Barely touching, just smearing that stuff around. if I push down, all that liquid will come out all at once, and we don't want that. So we get it around and around, around and around. Now I'm pressing. Just the weight of my arm on there. Huh. Takes all this time to get this cloth just right like this. Just right now. It's really drags, it's pulling the finish out, and its condition is such that it is very efficient right now for the next few minutes. That's it. It feels like car wax. Huh. Nobody waxes cars today, I don't think. Not like they used to. But this is, if you wax a car, this is what it feels like. You feel the drag, and you can see it in the light. It's like moving the material, moving it around. Okay, I better turn this way so I can see what's going on over here. Yeah, not bad. And it's pretty dry. I don't see any oil on there. I should be using a little more. So here we got, how long has this been? I can't tell. 18 minutes. I'm almost done. Yes, I'm going to go a little longer. See over here, you need some here, over here, and then that's it. I'll be done with this guitar. I'll be able to put it back together after this. Oh, screw-ups take a lot of time to fix. Okay, see this one here? It's starting to get glazed. Just aerating it like this. I mentioned that before in one of these videos. If you're doing this, see, it's not doing anything. Just right now in this 1 minute. So that's pretty dry. I'm going to continue, but turn this over. This is a perfect rag for this now. Oh yeah. Yeah, after they've been used a little while and they're partially saturated like this, see, it's got some dampness here. It's just perfect. For one, it doesn't suck up as much shellac when you're charging it, they call that? Yeah, charging it. Filling it full of shellac. Here we go. Nice little thing, ergonomically correct. That's pretty dry. Okay, I just hit that like that. Over here, I can see it coming off on my board there now. Drops in waiting over here, yeah, over there, that's a couple. And again, I'm going to just come right down on top of it like so. Get these drops in here. Get that drop in there. Get these in here. It's nice, they're waiting for you. And they're there just on time in the right spot because I know I'm going to run out of stuff. I'm going to need some, so just put some there. There we go. Got the weight of my arm barely pressing down on here. Like so. Looking good. I don't have any lint stuck in there. And it's nice and even over here. Oh, this is when it's just right. The cloth is optimum efficiency right now. It's very sticky too. I gotta watch it. But I'm gonna build it up here and continue until it's really shiny and thick looking. Like a coating of plastic or something. No, not really. No, it never looks like that. I'm only kidding. Yep, now's the time to observe. When it gets shiny, the dull spots really stick out. And within the next minute or so, a few minutes, you can see where you need some more. And after you're finished doing this, I mean, when you finish putting your liquid on and you walk away from it, jeepers, about 15-20 minutes later, it shrinks and it pulls tight and it gets really glossy. It's really, really very pretty. But it's a big change that occurs within the first 20 minutes after I stop doing this. So you get the whole thing all at once, see, like so. Okay, look at that. Okay, let's continue. We need some right here, here, and here. I'm always neglecting here, because I always concentrate on the edges. It's tough to get it on the edges. My cloth is, you know, I blab like this in the air and do this, it gets aerated. It's no big deal to turn it over, especially if you keep your rags kind of in order like this. See, this is a nice spot here. And after they get a little shellac in them, they're a lot easier to crumple into a ball like this. They get moist. There. Over here. Can you see that over there? Yeah. Okay. It's going to be a nice polished board. Okay, let's do this. One over here, maybe one down here. Oh, how about one here? There we go. And let's just a little bit good. Keep moving right up the middle. And if you're a musician who wants to do this, I would recommend that you do try it. It's not so scary when you do it with linseed oil. Must be part of the key doing this. The key, the big key, the skeleton key. Okay, it's getting a little dry. I need to go back to the well. Now is the time to see if I need anywhere else. Over here, over here. here because I can see it good in the light. I don't know if you can. Yeah, pretty good. That's what happens. See, that's pretty funny, huh? Okay, let's get serious here. I don't want to screw this up. Okay. This is my last finish. I don't want to do this again. We can put it out for abuse again. I'm gonna get a pick guard on here. Maybe. Okay. Again with the drops. Get more strategic about the placement. You can draw little faces with the oil and stuff, but that's not necessary. I'm barely pressing again. That's how, I guess I never thought of it before. Just rolling the cloth over. Oh, and as you go around, it helps to roll the cloth like this too. Like so. It gets around the edges. It just seems to do a very good job of this action. Now, if you're doing this at home, as I approach the last of this, I got enough finish on here, I can see it. I begin to oval it in the direction of the grain. Like back and forth, stop and go. No, I don't lift it off. Zigzag, figure eight is some of the best, but I'm not pressing really hard either. Right now the cloth is very, very efficient at getting the finish out of it. Right now. There's a strange thing that happens. It's dragging and it's pulling. And I can see it changing the surface every time I go over, swirled by the light. Like so. You have to give it enough time to dry. Get away from that spot. Go over here for a couple of minutes. And I'm huffing and puffing because I'm expending the calories. You know, what do they say? Things are given off as heat. Well, this is making heat. Not here, in here. Calories are burning. Not too bad. There are worse things. But this is it. I'm going to be doing another guitar here pretty soon, number 11. And I'm going to be putting the finish on that too. Oh boy, this is nice when it's at this stage. And the cloth is conditioned as such that it just, the finish just pours out of it. To say, I don't know how else to say it, but it comes out, you can see it doing so. Turn this a little bit so I can see what's going on here. See, it needs more here, over there. Cloth needs turning over, for sure. But it's working very well as a disperser, whatever you call it. Applicator. Paintbrush. Whatever. I got a lot on here. I don't want to ruin this whole thing. Okay, we'll do it like this. And there is such a thing as putting too much oil on here. You got to wear it, you know, every time you apply, you're supposed to suck it up with your cloth. That's one of the reasons why we turn it over a lot, too. Also. Again, I'm barely touching. Just barely touching down. That's important to know. It's hard to judge how hard to press on these things. So like right now, I'm holding my arm up off the surface for sure. It's barely touching. I'm not resting the weight of the arm on there, and I can't wait till I can. This is a little tiresome on a big piece. If you do this for 3 hours. Anyways, we're not doing that today. Okay, we got to straighten this out now because I don't want no streaks and swirl marks. That's the word I was looking for. Swirl marks. That's what the mentor used to say. I don't want any swirl marks. Now, the cloth is absolutely perfect. I don't know if you can see that in the light, but every time I go over it, it looks like you're putting on like car wax. It disturbs the surface, the whole width of the rag, of the surface. And you can see it being deposited on there. Like right there, you just rub it a few seconds, and then you got more material there, and then you just move on. Here, over here. Still coming out on my cloth. I got quite a reserve in there. And yes, if you go a little slow, gives it time to do its thing, but instead of skidding over it. The speed and pressure is very, very important. You vary the pressure and the speed, all the while rolling it like this. Oh, here we go. You got to do the roll and the figure 8. Now if it looks right, I'll be done. It looks pretty good. Getting those last little marks out over here, and I guess I can stop the video. Looks like it needs a little more juice over here. My cloth is skidding. It's getting glazed. No good. See over here? That's what'll happen. It'll just skid over it, and nothing will be deposited. So, okay. It gets kind of lengthy, these things, but it is necessary to do this because you won't know. Well, it's starting to look pretty good here. I would say. Smooth baby, except over there on the ends a little rough, but that goes under the neck. Now see right in here, we could use a little more, but I'm kind of satisfied with it. Not bad for a prototype, huh? Alright, so we'll leave that sit. And then the next thing we do with that will be a little rotten stone abrasive powder. And that'll be the end of it.